Alrighty, let's get this going, because this is going to be probably not a long stream. Also, I don't know if this little border setup helps at all, because the resolution is not that great. But we'll see. I don't really care that much, to be honest. So, okay. So, VCard. We have our Edition 1 box. Very nicely packaged. Padded, I should say. I don't really know how much I want to get into this, because there are already other VTuber TCGs. And, you know, I don't really know what was going on with the whole VCard release. There is already a ton of other videos about it. A ton of other people have already covered it and pretty much said all there really is to say, to be honest. Because it doesn't really do well as either a TCG or a TCC. Which is kind of baffling. And I don't really know exactly where the problem stems from. They don't really say anything. And I kind of can't blame them for that. But pretty much the whole thing was given the face of Shy Lily, but I really don't think Shy Lily is at fault here. I think it was more of the brainchild of Shy Lily, and then the actual commissioning of the art, designing the stuff, creating the card designs and how they're supposed to work. I imagine that was all up to probably a small team at GamerSupps. Which, by the way, I don't order from GamerSupps, so I don't know if this is normal, but my box came with soup. Soup! I'll probably have this on a day off or something. I haven't had any instant ramen ever. I've had ramen once, and it was freaking delicious. But it was like a restaurant, so yeah, that was an experience, because my blood sugar also went crazy low before, and the order took forever. But anyways, yeah, I don't really know where everything went wrong in VCard. I think to begin with, it may have been a little doomed from the start, just being a product of GamerSupps and kind of the GamerSupps culture, combined with advertising itself as a TCG, so a game. Because it really just doesn't feel like a game. And it was really designed around the ante rule, which went away pretty quickly. People were just like, what is that rule? And they're like, it's nothing, it's optional. But you can clearly see there was a lot of stuff that was designed around the ante rule. Like, you've got the power 8s, the power 9s, and the power 10s. Power 9 is kind of pointless, because why would you do a power 9 that has no ability? But whoever has the lowest power, when you select your card to start with, whoever has the lowest power goes first. So there's like a pseudo advantage to having power 8s versus power 10s. But the thing that's weird about the power 8s is most of their abilities just kind of get you to power 9. So at face value, it's power 8. And then it goes to power 9 depending on the talent. So, like, you know, if you win this round without playing a mascot card, which that's going to be a little difficult, gain 1 power next round. So the power 8 kind of becomes a power 9, and it lets you get first turn, right? But it's so blocky that, like, turn order does really matter in what the supposed meta is probably going to actually look like for at least the first expansion of this game, Rising Stars. And LuminusRed, link in the description. I hate saying stuff like that. LuminusRed did a really good video, kind of the first competitive video I've seen about this game. And pretty much was just like, yeah, there's only a few cards that, like, actually matter. And basically the biggest one is work-life balance, because it basically just wins you the round. So you clock out work-life balance, which has 2 options for it. It's a support card, so it's not actually your power level card. I think they're called support cards. And it lets you discard any number of cards from your hand, and you get that much power level. Or I think the other one is you take your discard pile and you shuffle it into your library or deck or whatever they call it. But so rounds end when one of the conditions for a round ending is someone doesn't have cards in their hand. So if you have a card, if you have only one card that does this, it dumps your hand and it really buffs this. You just win that round, basically. Like, pretty much if you have that card and you have at least a couple cards in your hand with it, like you haven't, like, slowly dwindled your hand, you basically just win the match. Well, the round. Because you have to win 5 rounds, which is just grueling. You have to win 5 rounds to actually win a game. So work-life balance is kind of just like the card. And pretty much what the rest of the meta you'd be wanting to do is just shuffling through your deck. Not shuffling, but picking through your deck, trying to look for work-life balance, or trying to just damage control your opponent until you can get there. So it's kind of weird because, like, it seems like the only meta is one support card, which is kind of good in a way that it's not just like a specific VTuber or something is the meta, because then it would be kind of lame and it'd feel a little biased. So it's nice that it's a support card because you can slot it into any deck. But it's just kind of like, I don't know, what were they thinking with this game as a whole? Because it's very blocky, because all of the cards have a type, a resistance, and something that they're strong against. Which I don't like that they list what they're strong against, because in the Pokemon TCG, okay, examples. The Pokemon TCG, yeah. You've got, like, it says on the card what its specific weakness is. So this specific Pikachu, its weakness is fighting. But you could have a different Pikachu that's weak to something else. And that kind of helps you both a little bit thematically and kind of helping the types have a little bit of variation. But with this, it's like the pie for all of the types. It's just complete symmetry. And that's just not a great idea unless, like, you really ground the game in something else that gives the types identities, which they didn't. All of the supporter cards all have a defense and an offense one. That's like, I can't remember exactly how it works, but each one has a card for their specific type, and they do the same exact effect. It's literally the same exact thing. and pretty much all of the VTuber cards, pretty much all of them, each of the types has one card that has a talent or an ability that it's each type has those same abilities spread out, and so it's all evenly distributed. There's no like variation within the types, and so there's no reason to have like, really you'd only be wanting to build with 2 types, because you'd have kind of your primary type, and then you'd have a type that counters the type that counters that type. So you just kind of have like a yin and yang, and that's pretty much it. Which is kind of, I don't know. It's nice that the meta didn't. A lot of people were speculating the meta would just be like, okay, monotype is the only good thing, because like, so with the mascot cards, it's like +1 to your power level card, and then +2 to your electric types. So early on, everyone, before the rules came out, everyone was just like, okay, so you're just going to want to stack one type. But it really kind of screws you over if you do that a bit. You do kind of want to have a primary. But if you go mono, it's not the worst, it seems like, but definitely not optimal. Because you're just going to get someone else who probably has 2 or more types. The booster boxes being 100 buckos. I don't imagine there's going to be many people who are buying this to play this, and so they'll have like the perfect strengthened deck, and be able to just counter anything you do. But you know, it's and the whole thing would have been a lot better if they had released the rules like a while before actually putting up the sale for the game, because, and again, I don't shop at gamer subs, so apparently this is kind of a norm with them being very FOMO centric. So they're very like limited drop release. We want you to pre-order. We want to make sure that you buy this product in the limited slot that it has. So apparently that's kind of just how they generally operate, which, I mean, they mostly seem to be doing it for just like cups and food. So that's not exactly like, I mean, I don't know if there's a crazy scalper market for the cups. I know some of them are expensive, but like, I don't like that kind of a business practice, but with what they're selling, it's not toxic, I would say. But like with the TCG, if you are just going crazy, oh look, reflection, I don't really care. If you're just going crazy mode with FOMO, like, especially on release, people are not gonna like it. And people are gonna really be iffy about continuing. I managed to get an edition 1 box, but most people did not. And it sold out in the first hour and a half. I told myself, I'm not going to buy this unless, you know, because there were a whole bunch of people like, OMG, the scalpers, which they kind of were right. An hour and a half was a lot longer than I thought it would last. I thought it'd be like 30 minutes, you know, 30 minutes and bam, everything's gone. But I was on my lunch break. I worked that day. And I was just kind of like, if I don't get one, I don't get one. Whatever. It looks like it might be a bust anyways. And maybe it would have been better for me personally if I didn't get one, because 100 buckos, that hurts. Also, the checkout was super annoying, because with the edition 1 boxes, they were like, hey, you buy an edition 1 box, we're throwing in some sleeves while supplies last. So supplies didn't last. There were not the same amount of sleeves as there were boxes that they were putting out for pre-sale. So what my cart kept trying to do was like take in everything And then it was like, oh no, but this is sold out, so you need to refresh your cart. And so then I had to refresh my cart, and then it'd be like, well, now you have an invalid item in your cart. And I'm like, okay, so I had to like manually go back and remove it. And then it was like, you sure you want to remove this? Like, this is a free pre-sale. I'm like, yes, it's sold out. Of course I want to remove it. It had to like refresh like 5 times before it like registered that I took it off after that. But I kind of wasn't rushing because I was almost like, okay, if I missed the pre-sale because my cart was being wibbly wobbly, I kind of wouldn't mind. But I did end up getting one. I was still like 40 minutes before everything vanished off the digital shelf. But man, I mean, everyone was kind of right that scalpers would just whooshoo jump in there. But yeah, it just would have been better if they released the rules before, because A, that's just courteous, and B, if you're making $100 box and it's a pre-sale and it's like an edition 1 limited thing, and you know scalpers are going to just hunt for it, and they didn't limit the number of boxes you could order. So that's like massive, like people are going to scalp these. They're just going to buy like a case. And I can't remember if cases were actually listed on the website specifically. But I imagine they probably did that to try and help out stores. But at the same time, it's kind of apparently just their store culture, gamer subs, to be FOMO centric. So it would have been better if there was more time for people to sink in what was going on, like with the product that they were going to be paying $100 for, minimum, mind you, because that was for me like United States shipping. Some of the other people who still haven't gotten their orders really had to pay a steep shipping cost, from what I've seen, at least on the Reddit and stuff. Rare moment that I'm actually using Reddit. I forgot I actually still had an account. But yeah, it was kind of a, I can't tell if it was like an intentionally fumbled release, like they intentionally wanted it to go this way to just get the maximum amount of orders, or if it was just like really bad communication on like, what the vision was. Like I said, like Shy Lily was kind of the person who had the inception for this project. And so I don't know how much of it was just like, hey, this would be really good if we did this. Here are some of my ideas. Here's what I kind of want to see. Here's like what the vibe I want for this to be, etc., etc. And then, like I'm passing this to you guys because, Shy Lily's got a ton of work on her plate, always. I don't watch Shy Lily, but like, she's always busy. And she's an owner of gamer subs. So like, yeah, I'm sure she's able to keep tabs on the project, but like, to what degree? And like, I don't know, you should be able to trust your team to be able to execute something. My cat's saying I don't know. But I don't know at what point of the pipeline stuff happened, because the first teasers for this were a while ago, but then they decided to wait until the very last second to actually release like the rule set and stuff. So I don't know. It's just kind of like was the art the priority, and then like, the art is great. Also, this is signed by Freem, because showing here a little bit. For a limited time, if you bought something off of her Etsy shop, she did her box openings, and then she signed a whole bunch of Spike or Freem cards, and then sent one with the orders, which is super cool. I kind of feel bad that I don't know if she left herself any, or if she just gave them all away. But yeah, like the art, the bordering, The general layout is good. I think as a TCG game emphasized there, it probably could have used more, but for what's on the card, it makes sense. The sizing, the font, everything. The borders are super nice. The typing stuff is super nice. Everything's super nice on it. Like, they look good. But like, so I don't know like how much of it was just like art and border, and then it was like all sent back to Shy Lily, and it's like, wow, this is great. Like, thumbs up. 100% faith in this project. And then it was just like, okay, like, I'll leave you guys to wrap up the rest. And then they were just like, how do we make a TCG? Because the way that Shy Lily responded, like, after some of the backlash of the release, she said, like, she put out, like, a roadmap of, like, you know, there's 3 sets already kind of in the works. After those 3 sets, we're going to do, like, a game overhaul. So, like, these cards are probably going to be competitively obsolete if there's even a competitive anything for this game after 3 sets. If it doesn't just flop by then. But, yeah. She kind of said, like, I'm going to be looking into other TCGs and studying them and learning about them so that I can, like, help this project get back to a, like, kind of competitive state. Which kind of, to me, says that she wasn't in charge of any of the text down here. She was in charge of this, the aesthetic, the look, the art, etc. But not really in charge of anything else. And maybe they had, like, a loose, like, hey, we've got, like, the power level cards. Some of the weaker ones are going to have abilities, so it's going to be good. You know, the weaker ones will get stronger. Then we've got, like, the mascots. Like, they did incorporate, like, the VTuber vibe. Like, you've got your main one, which would be, like, your Oshi. And then you've got, like, your fans and your mascots backing them up. And then you've got, like, other cards, which all just are kind of, like, inside jokes and stuff. Which is, like, A+. Like, you nailed the theme. But as a game, the execution is just so poor. And I don't know. I don't know if it was just kind of like a last second, like, we've got the structure, now put some staples on it. Like, they didn't take it any steps further. They didn't complicate the game. And I think that's something that, the, like, big TCGs do really well, is, like, you can look at their structure and you can be like, oh, those are pretty straightforward structures. You look at Pokemon, you look at Magic, and it's like, overall, they're pretty understandable structures at first. And that's kind of the point, you know, easy to learn, and then it gets more complicated as you play it and as you understand it and individual cards. And that's kind of what you're supposed to do. You make a mechanic that's pretty easy to understand, pretty easy at base value, and then the individual cards complicate that game. And that is a good thing. That's what Magic does. Very straightforward structure, you know, and then you have all these really complicated cards that have all these different synergies and stuff, and then that enriches the game. So it kind of feels like they had the structure, they structured it, they also structured it with Anti, which, no, don't do that. But any of the big TCGs that have introduced Anti, I've seen people bringing this up, like, oh, Magic has Anti? Yeah, and then they banned it. It was, you know, it's like, okay, nobody actually wants to play like this. So they had the structure, and I just felt like they didn't run with it from there. They didn't do anything further. So that's, it feels very base value. And it feels very rock, paper, scissors-y, which is ironic because there's literally rock, paper, scissors in this game. I think it's if you tie for power level, when you flip your cards, you just play rock, paper, scissors. Which I think is kind of funny because, you know, Pokemon does coin flips, which are like a flat 50-50 chance, but they are a little less fun because there's no mind games involved. You know, you're playing rock, paper, scissors with someone, there's mind games involved. But, like, I don't know, it feels a little more tacky to incorporate rock, paper, scissors. So it was definitely planned as a kind of casual game experience, which if the game was more fleshed out and they kept the rock, paper, scissors, I probably wouldn't even be talking about the rock, paper, scissors. But because the game is not fleshed out and it has rock, paper, scissors, it's kind of like, it shows that they built the base and then they didn't put anything in it. It's just like, okay. And then, so yeah, I just, what you're supposed to do when you make a game, and this is very easy because I'm making a game. It's not a TCG. It just has cards, but like, you see all these? These are all testing cards that I made. You want to know what they look like? They look like this. You have bare minimum anything on them, and it's literally just a piece of printer paper taped over a magic card. Like, it's literally just taped over a magic card. And that's just so that you can play test your game. And that's what you should do. You should play test. You watch any videos. I've been watching videos and stuff like that. Like, healthy things to do for making a game. And that's like, number one is playtest, playtest, playtest. That's what every single video consistently is saying. Playtest, playtest, playtest. If they playtested this game, they would have noticed that there are some like grammatical errors. There's errors in how some of the cards are worded. It's shoot, what card is it? I had it written down. Both of the Chan cards are typed out differently in their full art versions. So they would have caught that if they were playing and you had your hand and you've got like, you just throw every variation of your cards in there just to play test, and you look at them side by side and you're like, hey, wait a second. These are typed out differently. That shouldn't be happening. So it's just kind of like, it feels very last minute with like the in-depth mechanics. They probably had like the structure of the cards, how they wanted the cards to play out, what they wanted in the cards, probably like the feel of the game. You know, I don't mind the game being casual. That's fine. I don't need a competitive game. That's fine. But it felt like they had all of that, and then they just dove into probably all the art, because crazy amount of art that they had to commission, and great art and great artists. So it kind of just feels like there was probably just that side of like, hey, we need this game to release. Like, it's been sitting on the back burner for a while. We got to get this going now, guys. So it was probably just like, all right, well, we're going to cook up the rest of the cards. You know, we're going to get this going. We've got the art. There's a few left to commission coming through. We're going to start putting everything in place. And we'll have the product ready for you. You know, we'll finish the job. But they just didn't really finish the job right. And I don't know what step that happened at. I don't know if it's because maybe the team that was working on it was diverted to a different project. That can happen. And they were just kind of like, people are just going to play this to look at the pretty art. People are just going to buy this for the art. Like, this is what the people want. No one really wants this. We're gamer subs. Like, we're selling a collectible. So we don't really need it to be a great game. But I think they just underestimated that the reason why this game kind of probably came about is because there are other VTuber TCGs that are starting to come onto the market or are already on the market. Example A, Rift Runners. It's already on the market. These are cards from their first set. They're working on their third set. Like, they're already up and running. Oshi Push, these are all promo cards. But they've got their structure down. They've got everything, going, and it's taking a lot longer. But you know why it's taking a lot longer? is they're taking their time with it. They're making a good game. I've been watching a ton of the teasers for the cards come out, and it's like this game definitely is paying attention, and the creators are paying attention to like how a game plays out in a TCG. It's not just like, I've got my pretty art. The game is okay, but I've got my pretty art. It kind of feels like a comparison of like, you know, Gamer Sups wants this for their game. Also, this is the only graded card I have, so no apologies, because it's a mudkip. This is what Gamer Sups kind of wants to sell, and this is kind of what people wanted, was just a card, a game. There were so many people that were coming into this game expecting a game, which they also advertised it as a game, which is kind of a shot in the foot. Probably shouldn't have done that, but you know, it is what it is. I got my booster box. I'm gonna open it. I'm still gonna have fun. Also, probably a last comment against VCard is this is definitely a Gooner game. It's just a Gooner game. I don't really have too much to say on that else. You can see for yourself it is. I'm not here for that. I'm like looking for mostly just a few of the cards. I just kind of wanted to also like dip my toes into every single of the TCGs, although V Royale, I don't know if it is released, if it's releasing, if it's in pre-order, I really don't know. I saw that it was coming and that it had posts and stuff, and I was just like, man, I got the money for that. There's gonna be the Kickstarter for the third Rift Runner set coming out soon. So I'm not even gonna be able to put too much into that just because, you know, money. But like, Rift Runners really is like the best TCG right now. And I actually got when I did my first box, I got like the play set of cards that all go together. Like you have kind of like this, like you've got like your one card, you've got your Monarch card, which is not like if you were playing Magic, it's not a creature. It's just like in your Monarch zone. It's kind of just like your commander. It has the effect, but it's not a creature. So that one lets you search for this one. This one lets you sacrifice these, which I only have 2 of. You're supposed to be able to have 3. To get you this, which is, you know, obviously these cards go together. And this is just beefy as hell card. So I don't know if that box was like rigged or something, but I just got like perfect play set of cards there. And you really only need one of each of these. If I was actually like playing competitive and stuff, I'd probably run a couple. I'd probably definitely run another one of these just to have as backup. But like, hey, it's viable enough as it is. I need to get more spin snakes. I only got, I think, 1 out of my box, and then I traded for another one. I also traded for the other, traded for 2 of these, actually. I was only supposed to get 1, and then she accidentally included a second one, but I traded for this one, because I have this, and I've got a second one, too. But it's just the Monarch version, not the actual, like, creature. So, I had to trade for that, too. But, yeah. I'm not all caught up to date on, Oshi Push. I keep up with seeing the teasers and stuff, but, I am not completely refreshed on the rules, so I'm not going to be able to really compare it that much to VCard. Also, it's called VCard. I should have just known it was going to only be a Gooner game. I saw the art. I saw the title of the game. Also, it's totally intentional that they have a anti-rule, and the game is called VCard. So that you can go, oh no, I lost my VCard. That's 100% what they were aiming for. Yeah, these cards I got from Freem. They're just super sick. I don't know if any grading companies are going to pick up VCard, but it would be kind of slick to get that graded. Even though it's probably not a 10. Just for the hexies of it. And there's a difference in the edition 1. That's where that hair is. I could have sworn I saw a hair. It was on the inside of the thing. There is a difference between the edition 1 and the unlimited release, which ironically by the name is not unlimited because it's now not being sold. It was kind of just like there's an unlimited number of boxes because it's print to order. So these are not print to order. There's a set number of these. You can pull a 1-of-1 card in these that are signed by the VTuber. They're gold cards. There's also a box topper, which is a 1 card that's included, and it's just an art card. Yeah, here's the box topper. The artist series. So that's a non-playable card, but it's got like a printed signature. I believe it's just printed. A printed signature of the artist of the card. Which I can't remember if there are a couple of VTubers who did their art for their cards. So I'm actually wondering how that, like, are those ones like more valuable just because, you know, it's also the VTuber's signature. It's printed, but like it's also the VTuber's signature. I'm assuming so, but you know. Also, there's this when you open the box, and then there are gold packs. So gold packs have only foils in them. The 1-of-1 cards can be found in any packs. They don't need to be found in a 1-of-1 pack. It is speculated, because the gold packs are technically foil, that they're more common to be in the golden packs, but that's kind of speculatory. Actually, just let's see if there is a gold pack first. I doubt it, because my luck in everything pulling is abysmal. But I felt pretty good when I did the Metazoo pulls. I got what? 3 Mothmen? Doubles into there. 3 Mothmen? I'd say that's pretty good. I need to make sure I smell these cards. Not because I'm weird like that, but because it's like a bit of the art or something that's on the edge of that. I know it's just on multiple of them. Never mind. Every card game has like a different smell of booster pack. Some of them are really good, and some of them have changed over the years. I know the smell of Magic packs is a lot different now. I started playing back at the end of the first Zendikar block, back when there were blocks. God bless those days. Unsustainable. Wow, that's a lot of Shy Lily. Wow, that's a lot of Shy Lily. It's gonna be again? Wow, that's a lot of Shy Lily. Yeah, those are all tomatoes. Okay. Box is actually pretty cool. I like that. It's very nicely done. I like that. Feels a little thin, but I imagine not people are buying these for the boxes themselves, unless of course you're a scalper. In which case, you are absolutely only buying these for the boxes, because you don't care about the game. Not that there's much of a game. But, yeah. The cards, back when I started playing in Magic, definitely smell a bit different. My cat is now wandering right next to me. Oh! It's Lena. Nice. Okay, that makes me very happy. Lena is one of the people I really want to pull. So the fact that I got this as the art one, I was worried about the art one. That's awesome. Woo! Love that. Okay, I need to figure out where I'm piling stuff. Also, I'm gonna put that in a little protector, because I don't imagine I'm going to pull a 1 of 1. So I'm just gonna use one of my ace ones for that, because I'm not gonna need it for anything else. Unless I pull something like a Doki 10. That would be amazing. Then again, if I'm making a deck, which, if anyone wants to play this game, you want to do a collab or something, I'm down. I'm still down to play this game. There we go. Shazam. Alright. Let's get the show on the road. Whoa, that's kind of already open. I just picked that up. Oh well. Oh, also, there is an error printing in these, with basically all of the art and stuff removed and just the foiling left over, with a hint of the art in the card, and it has someone's name printed on it. It is a manufacturing error, and I really want one, because I think that's hilarious. I forgot that there's also these at the back. I don't think there's any card trick to these. I would be surprised if there was. In the MetaZoo video, I had no idea about anything in the TCG, so I sat down and I read every single card. I am not going to do that here. That would take way too long. I ain't here forever. And I've already read these cards. So, yeah. I'm just going to be flipping through these. I think it's like they do the mascots, then they do the supporters, and then they do like the foils / possible 9s and 10s. I think that's the pack order. So let's see. I'm gonna probably keep to the side ones that I'll actually like. My cat is wanting to climb right over here. Hi. Hi. You wanna jump in the booster box? Oh, the booster box is right there actually. We got the other box. The box that has the actual shipping label on it, which would dox me. You want to play in that box? I don't need it. I ain't showing that box. Heck no. Okay. So we're just gonna... Oh, I love all the Tricky Wee art. I can't remember who the artist is, but the artist that does like the pirate one. Oh, yeah, that's actually a talking point. The artist who does the pirate one, super, super well done. Popping colors. I love that. The artist is not what I want to talk about, though. This is what I want to talk about. +3 to your Tricky Wee / Nephasis VTuber power level cards. That is very bad. And we'll look at a different example here. This is Totless. So this one is just +3 to your Totless VTuber power level card. So when you have Tricky Wee's cards, Tricky Wee starts as Tricky Wee, I think, and then it's actually no. I think the pirate one is Tricky Wee, but the first one is Nephasis, and so you've got two different names for what is essentially the same line. So imagine you've got like, I guess it doesn't really work like the Pokemon TCG. I was going to give an example of evolving a Pokemon, but that is not how this works. It would have been great if that was how it worked, but you know. So like there's going to be, if Totless is printed later, they're going to print Totless as something else thematic. So it's going to be something Totless or Totless something, or maybe a whole different name. So this card, unless they errata this in the rules, which is strange, they've already errataed so many things. Set 1. Which is not like unheard of in TCGs, but you usually get those later. This card, as it stands, would not specifically buff that Totless card. It would only buff the card named Totless. Only that card. That's why this card is specified with both names. So, something they should have really done is like what Pokemon does, where, pretend this was Tricky Wee's card. They'd have like the name, they'd have Tricky Wee, and then before it, they would have in smaller text, they would have like pirate, and then normal text tricky wee. So that way it kind of signals to the player and also for the rules itself, but it's more important just for the players and the general understanding of the game. It lets you know, like, this is a tricky wee card. It's a pirate form. It is a pirate variation, but it is a tricky wee card. So this, when it says tricky wee, applies to any card that is a tricky wee card specifically. So that would have been something that they would have like caught if they were like heavily looking into TCGs. So like at face value, you're not going to notice that. Although there was all of the Hisuian stuff recently. So that all had like, you know, you had like Hisuian in smaller text, Growlithe, Hisuian, Arcanine. So any card that names Arcanine or Growlithe is going to specify and affect both types of Growlithe, both types of Arcanines. But, and you can also do stuff like you don't have like a creature type here, like Magic might, and Pokemon uses this very lightly, but they have like subtypes of cards. So like with Hisuian, you could have a card that says like, take a Hisuian card from your discard pile and put it onto your bench. So it specifies the subtype. And so you can kind of use subtypes later. So like they could make more subtype pirate. I almost said Pokemon. Other subtype pirate VTuber cards, power level cards. That's what they're called. You could use other pirate ones, you know, and that makes sense because you've got VTubers who have all these different outfits, especially like the ones that are in this TCG. These are all very well known. I think almost entirely indie. Amelie is not indie anymore. She's in VShojo. But like they're mostly very well, like, I don't know. They're very well known, but they're also very well developed in their like variety of what they have. Most of them have been around for a while. There are some that haven't. So like you've got like Dokibird, who hasn't, technically in some ways, been around for as long to have multiple outfits. But like it's a very VTuber thing to have multiple outfits, and she got another outfit ridiculously fast after coming back. Hallelujah for coming back. Just hallelujah. So like it would have benefited the long game to have done something up there on the card for the power level cards, rather than having it specified in an individual basis here, because this Taughtless card can no longer affect other Taughtless cards going in the future. And it's going to be very confusing if they try to print a Taughtless card that is just named Taughtless and it's a different card. They're going to have to get really creative with finding new ways to get things to here in the works for what like has to work down the road now. So there's just some things where it's like you can see the intention there. You can see that they're trying to be very careful with some of their wording. Like they're like, okay, we want to make sure that like the player understands which cards this affect. A+, that's a good thing. You always need to be thinking of that. But at the same time, you've come up with a good solution in like a Band-Aid fix way, but there's still a hole. And it's still going to start leaking if you add more tricky wee cards. And there's also a missed opportunity with adding more pirate cards in just this specific example. So there's just some things where it's like, it just feels very like base value for cards. This card is super cute though. It's super cute. Mascot cards I love them because some of the other cards are also in different styles, but I love having like the different styles and stuff. You don't have to have like one style a game, especially with something like VTubers, where of course it's going to be different styles. VTubers are all different styles. Like it makes sense. And it works really well. And you know, you get a lot of like different kinds of arts for like different kinds of projects and stuff from the VTubers themselves, whether it be like thumbnails, art competitions, like projects and stuff that they're working on, different events, you know, etc., etc., or like songs and song covers. Like when you have the key arts for those, they're going to be in different styles. So I love this. I love this. They did well with the art. They did very well with the art. I imagine that was their top priority. Given what we've seen, I'm assuming that was their top priority, and they did that very well. They did that really well. It's just the rest of it suffers because of things like the text. Anyways, I said I wasn't going to ramble too much. Camila. Okay, I'm keeping that. There are going to be some cards that I'm just like, okay, I'm keeping that. Also, is she a VTuber? Technically? Does she... I guess you could say yes, she's a VTuber, but does she consider herself a VTuber? She's very, like, AR, like augmented reality kind of focused. Speaking of focus, the camera's going weird. I don't know if she consider herself a VTuber. And that's another thing that some people had complaints about. I don't really care about too much. I don't care that this card is here. But some people were just complaining like, yeah, there's a bunch of like not VTuber stuff in here, and it's called VCard. Not just for the joke, but because VTuber stuff is putting V in front of everything. And it's supposed to signify that it's VTubers, and they advertised it as VTubers, and, you know, the mascots and everything. So it's kind of like, I don't know. It's not a personal gripe of mine, but it is kind of odd, you know? It is just a little odd. I'm going to probably put these in separate mascots in that. Okay. Snack, I'm keeping that. Okay, foil of that. Let's just foil of that. So this is one of the actual good cards, so I'm actually going to keep that. Oh, look! Parrot Tricky Wee. There we go. See, that could have been lowercase. Not lowercase. Could have been smaller text. Yeah, that's a power 9 one, but oh, the colors on it. Look at those colors. Colors. It's like one of my favorite arts. It's so good. I love it so much. Who's the artist on that? Oh my gosh, I can barely read that text. My cat is collapsing in the background. You okay? You okay? I just tried to get in the chair and it picked him off. He spun out of the chair. Anyways, I can probably see this better on my phone's camera. Oh my gosh, I can barely read that. Okay, never mind. Anyways, I like that card. I'm keeping that card. Ooh. So, okay, so this is actually... Oh no, this isn't the Power 8 talent one. I was going to say this is a viable card, but it's just a Power 10. All Power 10s, though, I mean, they're all viable. And they're all the same thing, too. It's just, it is a Power 10 card, and then that's it. This is all just, like, flavor text. Foil looks good. That was one thing I was worried about. Is it curled? It's barely a little curled. That's good. That's a good sign. And then the learn how to play. Ah! Wish I saw this sooner. That makes like a whole art piece or something. So I'll set that there. Anyways. Less yapping would be helpful. If I can get this open. Hold on. Let's sniff this one. Ooh. I wonder if that's because the ramen soup is in there, but it smells like ramen. Oh, it smells like cold ramen. The card pack. I mean, it also smells like just cardboard. But smells like ramen. So I wonder if you got something different with the card packs. All smell different. And that's literally just it. I'm not here for that. Cute. See, I love when there's like the different styles and stuff. I love that. Camera, hello. Okay, camera doesn't want to focus. What does the rest of that say? I don't know if that's an official, like, part of an outfit, and you other people would know what the rest of that says. This is actually a good card because it has quick glance, so that is a viable card. Cautious Steps. Shy Lily. I like Calm Response. If your opponent plays a support card, gain 1 power to your next mascot card. I just now realized it says next mascot card. Okay, maybe it's not so great. Battle card. This card's actually good. Switch your current power level with any power level in your hand. So you play an 8, you get turn 1 from your 8. Then you have a 10 in your hand. You play this, it becomes a 10. So you get first turn priority, and then you just use this to actually get the 10. So you can kind of just keep the 10 in your hand for multiple rounds, actually. If you just keep pulling this. It's actually a really good card. Keeping that card. Exposed, that is also a valuable card. Because it's just, you look at your opponent's hand, and there's not a whole lot of other cards that are super valuable, so that ends up just being valuable. Ooh. Nice art. Power 9. Shut up. Fancy foils. Fancy foils. Okay, so that one's only on the art. And that's just learn how to play. Where was I putting those? Oh, I was putting them right there. What was the other foils? Okay, that was the other foil. Yeah. Okay, so the regular foils are just going to be on the art. I wasn't sure if they were going to have something where it was like foil in reverse foil. Go crazy on all of the different variations of a card. Pokemon already does that, and Magic is trying to do that in excess, and I hate it because it's just annoying. I keep seeing that one, and it's super cute. I can't. Who is this for? Oh, Foxy Ring, yeah. Didn't Foxy Ring get like banned on Twitch very shortly after being teased for being in this game, which is just an awful feeling. Also, what is wrong with Twitch? They're constantly being dumb, just in general. Not much else to say on that front. Or maybe it was this person. I can't remember. Super cute though. Okay, Froggy Lock. Which one is that? Discard 1 mascot card from your hand. Okay, yeah, Small Bargain. Small Bargain is also a good card, so I'm keeping that one. Holy Father. Calm Response. Calm Response. You take those. Echoing Power. Double Down. I think that's actually a good card too. For every card you have in play, gain 1 power level. Okay, so this is another example of where it's like, also Gooner Bait card. It's another example of like not being well written enough and not being specific enough. Because it's like, is this a static effect? Or is it like when you put this card down, because they remain on the field, when you put this card down, the effect happens, and then not after that. So, yeah, it's just kind of like, some things should be specified a bit more. That is a good card. Work-life balance. Okay, that is a great card. Cinder. Sure, somebody wants that. Ooh. And Bradley. Huh. That's cute. I'm just keeping that one because it's cute. That one's just cute. Telling you, a lot of the mascot cards I'm more excited for, because most of these VTubers I already knew about, but I just don't watch. I also have a full-time job, so I'm not sitting around watching people all day. Warp. 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 Spike. Spike. Or Hanson. Just now read that one. Numi. Taking Numi. What is... Oh, okay. Not a good ability, but it's Numi. Yanners was one of the ones that I think they messed up the height or weight or weight. They messed it up on. So it was like, as a TCC, as a collectible, it ends up not being as faithful for like what people would want. because it's not accurate. Punkalopi. I was surprised to see Punkalopi in this. Butcher's Blade. Butcher's Blade is a card. -3 to your opponent's power level card. That's just really solid. Doppelganger. Doppelganger is also a good card because it just copies the other one. There's a Totless. Ooh, nice. Nice. Let's see. Finally, some shirtless men. Mail service here. Keeping that because that's a 10. It's also just... Look at that art. Solid. Solid. I swear I'm straight. That one's also got a little bit of the top was already poked open. Oh, just not sealed very well. I'm assuming. Badoop. Same as last one. Monarch. I think that's another one. Yeah, this one just says Monarch. I don't know if all of her cards just say Monarch. I can't remember. But that's just another example of like the naming thing. So it would make sense if in this one she was just Monarch, and then in the next one she was Amelie. That would make more sense, because then it would be consistent for this one, and then for the next one you just have a different mascot card. But then you couldn't mix and match the mascot cards, so it would be like you actually know what's going on with that. Boop. Times 2. Sky. The 1/1 Sky got pulled yesterday or this morning, I think. Might have actually been this morning. The 1/1 10. I can't remember if this is a good card or not. Attached to any sport or mascot card. That was another question. Was like, is this for double down? Is this card considered on the field when you attach it? I would assume so. But it is weird. Like, does it go into the side zone and it's just quote unquote attached? Or does it actually go onto the card in its own like separate zone? It's in the power level zone. I don't know. Attached card's ability cannot be canceled or removed for the rest of the round. That's not very important. I don't think I'm keeping that. Harpoon, specifically a Shy Lilyhade card. Just RIP. Ooh, super pretty art. The foil works so well with that. Wow. Yeah, I can't tell if that was the other person that may have or may have not. Again. Oh, cute. That blood. It's cute anyways. Keeping that one. This one on the side too. Those are both just cute. No dragoons or Doki bird. Or a chibi Lena or a just any regular Lena. Got the art one though. Which I mean probably better than pulling the actual stuff. I do like the orders and stuff are very like League of Legends-y. Very League of Legends-y inspired. I just been putting these all in the same file. I don't know. I may have been. I just realized. Oh, hey. Nice. Keeping that. Keeping that, Limu. Keeping that. Lena Lazar. You don't have so much shirtless going on. These cards. What? Yeah. Is this the, I can't remember if this is actually the one that's the error print. Your opponent's platinum power level card cannot benefit from any elemental power level advantage this round. Okay, so yeah. This is a misprint. Well, not really a misprint. It's just complete manufacturing error and typo. Because that should say water, not platinum. So this is... I don't know if that will ever be anything. That's... I don't need to look at that for too long. There's the full one. Girls Bite Back. Okay, so that's what that says. Girls Bite Back. Oh. Woo! Nice. More 10s. Okay. I've pulled at least 3 10s. That seems to be better than one of the other boxes I was seeing, which made me really worried as this was shipping. I was like, oh, great. I'm going to get a box that has, like, no 10s. Although, 10s might not even really be the meta, so. But, I don't know. I would assume if you're playing with someone a bit more casual, 10s are just better. because it's just a better starting point. This pack is being very rebellious against me. 10 is just a better starting point if you're just playing against someone who like isn't competitive. So it'd be nice to kind of have all this stuff. I've got one work-life balance, which is kind of VCard. VCard. Hey, Electrobytes. Keeping that. Send out droids. Things over here. Lana's are keeping that. What is her ability again? Guided aim if your opponent has more cards in hand. Gain 1 power level this card. Yeah, see, those cards just aren't good because it's just like it situationally gets you a 9. Which, why wouldn't you just play a 9? Except for turnover, I guess. But quick glance. It's actually a viable card. Work my balance, nice. Grass shield, yeah, this. Yeah, see, because this one says opponent's grass card, so it's grass for the grass. Grassing you up. Heavenly Father foil. That's nice. Ooh. Ooh. Nice. Another Bradley foil. Also cute and nice. I swear, I only ever see streams where Heavenly Father is like in the VC. I've never seen him actually pop up in a stream in the sense of like being on the side. I don't like browse Twitch though. So I don't know. I feel like usually when you're watching something and the person is in, like they're collaborating with them, Twitch kind of picks up on it and they put it in like the side recommended, but I never see him on the side recommended. It's like, hey, what gives, huh? What gives? Anyways. Hotat. Not a potato. Hotat. Oh, for Code Miko, okay. Oh, I don't flower on that one. I saw that one before. Lena! Or Lena. Got a ton of those too now. Latin Guardian. Battle Cry. Viable card. Beefy. Does that say age 69? Yeah, that does. Work up. That's cute. Cute. A lot of a low Lena one. Where's my Lena 10? Where's my dragoons? Where's my dragoons at? That was a slightly annoying pack. Oh, never mind. Doesn't like that I said that bad. Now it's fighting back again. Hey! There we go. Okay. Centerpiece now. I always start pulling the bottom. Oh, this was really smart of Vienna. So she didn't just like put her regular outfit in, which not everyone did, but she put in her farmer outfit, which is still, I don't know if it's debuted yet, but was like up and coming. So it was being teased with this card game. That was really smart of her. I just have to point that out. That was really smart of her. I had to take note of that. Numi. I had to take note of that. Trying to remember to put these in the right piles. Okay, this is also a viable one because it makes your opponent discard. So if they're at 2 cards, you can just end the round by making them discard. Just Kaboink. I forget what this card does. Cancel the effect of one support card played by the opponent this round. So if you're playing in like super heavy meta, you're not going to be able to counter work-life balance with this because work-life balance instantly wins. You don't go to the other person's turn, and this is not something that can be cast as a instant. So it's kind of weird that there's like a cancel card that's like a delayed effect. Because if your opponent has already discarded, the round just ends. You can't play this and be like, no, I don't want you to end the round right now. I'm shutting you down. It's just like, nah, you just boink. And yeah. Ooh, wow. Nice foil. Foil looks nice for her outfit too. Yeah, it is kind of... Oh, there it is again. It's just sitting like that. Makes it easy to open, so... I trust that these aren't tampered with. I didn't buy them off Amazon, so I know they're not tampered with. Cries and Magic. I've never bought Magic on Amazon. Death Trap. Huh. That's cute. Megalodon. I haven't seen a Megalodon card. Did not realize that. Yeah. Putting that in the other pile. Almost got my pile switch there. Oh, that's the full art version, I think. Oh, 2 Snack Cats. Big old foil Shoto. Nice. Nice. 10 Limu. That is one of the ones I was pulling for. Nice. Woo. That was a good pack. Double Snack Cat. And the 10 Limu. Yeah, if you're just bebopping around, like... I don't actually know. Like, would you want to be doing that? Oh, I only just now saw the chop. The chot. Only just now saw the chot. Just opened my 2 boxes, got 20 10s, and 3 of them were dupes. Oh my gosh. Jeez. Yeah, someone pulled Sky's God card. It's on the Reddit. They pulled it, and then they, like, I think it took them, like, an hour to, like, get back and, like, actually post the photo, because they were just, like, freaking out. Because, like, cards are going to be expensive, probably. Even if this game kind of just flops, like, those cards are still going to be really expensive. And that's kind of where the scalpers were going for. So, yeah. I think that's, number 3. Number 1 was Sayu. Number 2? I think Sky was number 2. But then right after that person posted, somebody got Buff Pups. And then I think the picture for Sky was uploaded, like, 20 minutes or something after. Yeah, good for them. Yeah, for real, though. Like, that's crazy. If I pull one of the 101s, sorry, but I'm selling that. Or I'm holding on to it to sell it later, because, yeah, that's incredible. I do like stuff like that being in, like Magic does it where you've got, like, booster packs and then collector booster packs now. And so pretty much all the good stuff is in the collector boosters. And it's kind of muddied any reason to buy regular boosters because singles are just better. Unless you're just doing it for the sake of, I just want to pull cards. Like, me have fun, me pull cards. But then it's like the collector boosters just end up being ridiculously expensive. But that's where all of the times that they've done, like, one-on-one cards in. So I've never actually pulled anything that even has a chance at having a one-on-one card. I've only ever bought in 1 collector's booster pack for Magic, and that was Bloomborough. And that was just because I know there's just a bunch of good cards in there. It was actually, like, worth it. And it was $20, which is kind of surprising. Surprisingly low. It's kind of sad, but yeah. It was like, it was just a lot of good cards that were in there. And I liked the set. So I just bought a collector's booster. But other than that, like, prices on those are usually absolutely absurd. Sin. No. Yeah, I think there's only been 3. I haven't checked the Reddit in a couple of hours or so. So there may have been another one pulled. I don't know who pulled the Sayu one, though. Because apparently it was on display at, I think Collecticon was the convention that GamerSups was at, and they were selling boxes. That was another thing, is that they kept boxes from the pre-orders to sell at cons. And I don't think they were transparent about that, which was a little iffy there. But yeah, I don't know if, like, one of the VTubers who had boxes given to them pulled it and just kind of gave it to GamerSups. Or if someone at the con pulled it and GamerSups was just kind of like displaying it. But they have a section on the website now where you upload that you got the card, that you found the card. And I think there's even like bid offers directly on the GamerSups website, which is kind of crazy, but I think that's kind of nice because a lot of the times when you've got TCGs that have like ridiculously collectible cards, it's so hard to sell them. So it's good that there's like their own thing that they put up for it in a way. But I don't know, do they take any commission on that? Or is it just kind of like, we're hosting the bidding war here. And you can claim the highest offer whenever you like just contact us and we'll pull you through and pull the contacts of the person. Because that's kind of nice. Because then the person, I don't know if the person has to send it to GamerSups, but it's already been like registered on their website. So they don't really have to physically have the card. They basically just need proof that you've got it. I don't know what the collection form is for that, but yeah. They do, I think there's only 3 so far that have been found. And there's like 42 or something, 40 something, I think, VTubers that were in this. So yeah, I don't know how long it will be until most of them are found, because there's going to be a lot of people holding onto the boxes just to resell them. I'm going to have to see what I can get from trading at convention. I have an unlimited box that comes later. Yeah, and those have a higher chance of having 10s in them too, but they don't have a chance of having the one-on-ones, which is, if you want to play competitively, yeah, go for that. I have an unlimited box that comes later, but I want to see if I can get a Cinder, just like a Cinder 10 or the one-on-one Cinder. Still curious on how I got 2 10 Yuzus and Trickies in a box. Ooh, dang. It's actually nice if you can get the same VTuber a lot, because then your deck kind of can stay a consistent couple of colors if you're actually wanting to play the game. If not, I mean, you'd probably just want to collect one and then get a 10 of someone else. So I can kind of get that. Yeah. Ooh, more lime. What? Oh, calm response. Nice. Harpoon. R.I.P. Platinum shield. I think it was only the water shield that got misprinted. Ooh. Cool. You got the... Cute. That's cute. Ooh, sorry about that. That looks like Neopets. Never played Neopets, but that looks like Neopets. A Cinder 10. I like the art. The hollow on the art looks nice. Yeah, the hollows are super nice. They did an amazing job on the art and like the bordering and the foils. The card quality feels good. Like, card quality feels good. Production, like quality wise, they get an A+. Like, out of the bat, they get an A+ on that because it was done really well. Hey, I've got one of these already. Lemon. I still have on my desktop. It doesn't display the lime emoji, and so it still does just green circle lemon emoji. Give Lena. Hey, another Quinn. What was his ability again? Oh yeah, +1 in next round. You know, that's the first Rainbow, I think. Ooh, calm response. I like calm response. Boo. Oh. Oh, she's a quick glance. I'm gonna actually keep those on. Okay, viable. Reaper. I think I'm keeping those, but I don't know how viable they really are. Ooh, that looks super nice. Yeah, the foiling on the cards, super good. Super well done. Like, production quality, and then also just like, oh, there's another card behind it. Ooh, nice. That was another one I was looking for. Nice. But yeah, it not only looks good, production quality, but like the art is done in a way that really complements being foil. So they said the 10 rate is increased for the unlimited. Is there any reason for that? I think that's just kind of to be like, hey, you didn't get the pre-orders for the edition 1s. We're gonna throw you a bone. And so, you know, the edition 1s were all limited. And so they probably realized they're all gonna get scalped. And so essentially, players are going to have to, if they're actually hunting a one-on-one, they're going to have to pay a boatload of money to buy a bunch of boxes, because they're probably going to have to pre-order a bunch of boxes and then maybe later have to still hunt for boxes on eBay, which is just going to be ridiculously expensive for the person. So they're probably kind of like, hey, we wanted to make sure that we differentiate, like, because I'm assuming they were assuming that the 10 powers were going to be the more viable cards competitively. It's kind of questionable if they are, because it does change your turn order to second. But, so if you've got, a little bit random. If you've got like all the 10s in the unlimited, it's kind of like, hey, we're supporting the game version a bit here for the people who don't want to just bank in and collect. I think that was kind of their reason behind the unlimited having a higher chance. And I can't remember if they can also have the God packs, which don't necessarily have the God rares. It just means that the pack is all foil. I can't remember. Been looking at the 10 scout prices. The male cards sit around 50 and the female cards are at 70 to 130. I am not surprised. That's just unfortunately the VTuber market here. And you know that they knew what they were doing. I have to go phrasing back down again. But yeah, this game was definitely designed to be bait for the people who would buy that kind of stuff. I'm here for the fun. I'm here because I wanted to test the waters with it. VCard. Big old frogs. Test the waters a little bit with just this being one of the new up-and-coming, well, I guess it's already here now. But one of the new VTuber TCGs, just how does it stand up against the other ones? And also there's just the few creators that I did really want to pull, which I've pulled a couple of them so far. Still literally no Dokis and no Dragoons so far. Upsetty spaghetti, but I think I'm only like halfway through, so. Hey, Megalon. Strong Stand, not a very valuable card. I like Megalon. He's cool. The card, the like blue at the bottom of that almost looks like it's like a foil, but it's not actually foil. I think that's just how the art is. Okay, exposed. That's maybe a viable card. Fire Shield, oh, foil. I didn't even notice that at first. Tob. Fire. Here's another 10. Here's another 10. Yeah, foils are just really nice. It's like, it's not an overwhelming rainbow foil like you got on some of the Pokemon cards. Especially the ones that are literally the rainbow foils. There's like regular foils and rainbow foils. But it's kind of just the right amount of foil. Foil, not foul. Also, isn't the first editions going to stand out more with the info corrections and the game rules changes? Yeah. Because I pulled a... Oh, that's why you said foul. I pulled a foil. Now I'm getting confused. I pulled a foil water shield and it says platinum instead of water. Yeah, let me... I had a regular one. I think I kept it on the side somewhere. Where did it go? Yeah, the water shield. Water shield is a manufacturing print error with what they put into the card. So it says platinum, and it's not supposed to. And they got like where's Neanners? Didn't I pull a Neanners really early on? Yeah. I think Neanners is one of the cards that has like incorrect information on like the height and or weight. So there's some stuff I don't It's hard to say sometimes with TCGs. It really depends on the fans, whether they like the misprints and the manufacturing errors, or if they don't like them. Like, is that Neander's going to be more valuable later on, or is it going to be less valuable because it like irks people? Do they care about it being correct, or do they care about it being like edition 1 manufacturing error? I think some of that stuff is still going to be kind of up in the air. I have not been checking the individual prices on eBay recently. I checked pretty early on when people were getting some of their first boxes, and when people were like putting up their pre-order boxes, even though they didn't have it in hand. But that was before anyone got any. Ooh, Spike. Probably not liked keeping those just because they're cute. But yeah, the box prices are absolutely insane. It's not surprising though. It's like the misprint Raichu situation. Which Raichu? I do not know this story. I mostly play the Pocket TCG right now, and I used to play the old online client in like X and Y era-ish. I was like super big on it. I had a really cool deck. I loved it. I actually had like 2 or 3 like really well constructed decks. And then I entered the competitive format, and I realized they were not well constructed decks. And the competitive format was just the same like 5 cards. The only one I remember is like the Shaman Skyform with like the alt art for it was like writing on the Rayquaza. And it was just like, it was like crazy like card draw or card sifting or something. And like that, and like the tag team Whalelord and Magikarp. Those 2 cards were like, it was all you saw. And I was just like, oh, the competitive scene is really boring. So I kind of just quit. The original Raichu card's number was sometimes incorrect, so those versions became very valuable. Oh, sometimes incorrect? So like in the same printing, there were some that were different and some that weren't? Huh. Yeah, Pokemon TCG collectors are like, they're crazy. They like anything that makes the card unique or more valuable. It like does not matter what's wrong with the card. And it's kind of just exploded to a crazy point. I really like that kind of stuff. That like makes it more interesting and rare, but like the prices on the stuff is like redonkulous. Yeah, in the same printing, some were wrong. Oh, golly. Yeah, that narrows it down even more to if you're gonna get one, because you could open a Raichu from the same pack and it could just be like not the right one. Well, right one being the misprint, which is not the right one, quote unquote. But yeah, that's crazy. What was that in the base set, or was that when they did the revision one where it was shadowless? I know little of the vast Pokemon TCG intricacies. I work at a thrift store, and I do the online retail stuff. So I see a lot of Pokemon cards come through, but they're mostly crap because it's mostly just people who buy bulk Pokemon. They pull out all the good stuff, and then they just take all the commons, uncommons, and bad rares, and they just shove it all to the thrift store, because then you can write it off on your taxes as a donation, and they can be like, yeah, those boxes were worth like $300 each. And then the tax people will just be like, okay, yeah, that seems reasonable. Those are boxes of really expensive Pokemon cards. But then they just included like none of the good stuff in them. The shadowless ones. Oh, okay. Yeah. The shadowless ones are the second. They're like the reprint of the original base set, I think. It was like an error that they took the shadow out of like the art box or something. Unless I have it backwards, and it was the first printing. But yeah. That's crazy. If it was the second one, that they would make a mistake on the second printing because they already successfully printed the first one. Someone just got their fingers wired. Bunkalopi. Fire shield. I think water shield is the only one that was dud. Doppelganger. This card's also weird because it copies an effect, but just like the Reaver, it's not instant speed. So if someone plays work-life balance to win the round, you can't be like, okay, well, I'm going to play Doppelganger, and instead I win the round, because you can only play these on your turn. It's a little funky, but still a good card. Well, oh, that art. I don't want to get a foil one, just because that's super nice. Rainho! Nice. Yeah, see, they did the foiling so good on these cards. See how it's like on the electric part and not the background. That's good foiling. That's really nice foiling. Okay. Second stack. A giant stack of Shy Lilies. Now we're all at the bottom. I don't know if they actually put in an even amount of the VTubers on the art of the booster packs. I wonder if they did that, like they evened it out, or if you could get a box that was just like, these are all Shy Lily packs. Changes nothing about the contents. Of course, right as I say that. That's the first guilty. I like that mascot. That mascot's super cool. Oli. Oli. My move. Okay, I think I have at least 4 of these now, which I'm okay with that. Platinum Guardian. Okay, so that's the Guardian one. So I don't know if, I think it's just the water one and not the water and the platinum that they switched. So when it comes to TCGs, do they print an equal amount of the rare cards, or do they print a random number of rares? Like, is there an equal amount of 10 Rehos and Punkalopis? I don't know. I would assume for consistency's sake, most manufacturers would. Just to be like, hey, there's an even number of these in the distribution. That's not the right word. In the distribution. There we go. I would assume they would do that. But I don't know if all of them do, because if you do randomly generated numbers in like such a large sequence, like you're printing like 20,000 boxes, which is God knows how many packs, the numbers are going to kind of eventually even out. Maybe there's like that astronomically low chance that it wouldn't, and you'd have like 7,000 more Rainhoes of 10 than there are Punkalopis. If you just do it randomly, there's a small chance of that. I know in Magic the Gathering, there have been some uncommon cards that people are like, they like question if it's actually slotted to a different rarity in the printings, but like it's still an uncommon, but it's like, it's so hard to find one. It's more rare than like getting the same mythic rare twice in a row. I'm trying to think of an example. There was one that was like semi-recently. I think there was one in the Bloomborough. I can't remember what the card was called. I can think of the card in my head. I just can't think of the title. It was something hair. It was this card where quite literally you can have any number of them in your deck. And so people really wanted to, like, it's an expensive uncommon, even though it's not a rare. Like, it's more expensive than most of the rares. But it's like, it seems like it's more rare than even the rares, even though it's an uncommon. So that could have been one of the cases where, like, they just did a random number, and the number actually did happen to be really low in comparison to the other uncommons. And so, like, that one actually ends up being like more sought after, because not only is that one in particular just a good card that you can actually competitively make a deck out of, and you need a ton of them, but there's just so few printings of them. And that may have been some sort of like pseudo on purpose thing. But there are some other examples where it's just a random uncommon card and people are just like, I never see this uncommon card. And I could kind of, when I was opening, let's see if I can find them. When I was opening Rift Runners. When I was opening Rift Runners, this card is a common. You're supposed to get like a ton of these for opening a box. I opened a box and I got one. And you can have 3 per deck. And basically for the deck that like I kind of sort of have running for it, like you basically need to have 3 of them. So RIP me. But like it's just a common. And I got so many other cards that were like rares that I got multiple of. So like it could have been a printing thing. But it could have also just, you know, been luck. But yeah, I mean, there's going to be some manufacturers that I don't know how upfront they are about that kind of stuff, like to the people that they're licensing and selling out to. But they might just be like, some of them do it completely RNG, just completely. And then some of them are going to be like, no, we guarantee you we're printing the same number of these cards. Like, no, none of these cards are going to be more rare than the other because they're at the same rarity. And so I wonder, like, there might be some TCGs that want that, like, complete randomness. Because I know with some of the booster boxes of these that I was seeing posted on the Reddit, there were some people that were like, they got a booster box and they got like 2 or 1 PL10 card. And it was just like, wow, that sucks. But that's because the packs are all completely RNG. Like you could probably even open a box that has 2 God packs in it. Because it's not like, you know, they might have been completely RNG about how they accoladed all of the booster packs into the boxes. So, because of that, you could maybe think that maybe there are going to be, in the hypothetical that you presented, like there's going to be more Reinhos than Punkalopis. Because it seems like for at least the packs and the rarities that they put in the packs, per box, since they're not selling booster packs individually, just per box, it's like completely RNG. So we know at least at some base value that they prefer like sole RNG. Some boxes are really good, some boxes are really bad, most of them are okay. I think so far this one's been on the okay to positive side, just based on purely the PL10s. So yeah, I think I would think there's a higher than average chance that that would be the case for these specifically, but I don't know. Because I would imagine, I don't know, we'll have to see if there's even a case where maybe someone has a booster box and they open 2 1-of-1s in the same box. That would be really telling of how RNG heavy they went. Which, if someone gets 2 1-of-1s in one booster box, that's crazy for them. That's insane. That'd be awesome for them. They're like, all right, I'm set. I'm not opening anything else in my life. I'm not doing any booster packs of anything else in my life. I'm set. That was all my luck. All into one box. It's all gone now. That'd be really funny. I'd love to see that. Like, if that was someone that was streaming it, I would love to be able to see that. Then just their reaction purely, just opening 2 1-on-1s in a box. The same box. That'd be really funny. Actually, I don't know where I've been putting the support cards now. Good card. Camila! Full art. Yuzu. Full art. Calm response. Nice. Calm response. So that is another card that I kind of like the ability of. But it's not the best ability. But considering I'm only opening 1 booster box, If I'm constructing a deck after this, I'm gonna need all the good cards I can get. Because I did not shill. I did not buy more than one. Holy guacamole. Gamer Subs has their advertising priorities there. Electrobytes. Where are my dragoons? Chabbit. That's it. I like that name. Chabbit. Oh, quick glance. Nice. Some of these I'm not looking at the ability yet. Oh, this is also quick glance. I need to be looking at the abilities. Strong stand. I do like Mega 1 though. I think there was another Mr. Pirate in there that was an 8. Battle Cry. Good card. Ooh! There's the Fancy Reaper. Fancy Cancel. Ooh, another Quinn. Just the Quinn 9 now. Oh, wait. Another card. I almost missed it. Guided Aim. Guided Aim's not a very viable ability, at least. Also, this was kind of an unfortunate weather situation to stream in, because it is overcast. And where I live, that is rare. That is rare that I get an overcast. Wink. I have, like, all of the lights on in the house. Because this is a... This setup here is literally just a fold-out table that I've got everything on. It's a, not the greatest setup, but I don't really care. I don't think I've gotten one of those before. That art makes me think of a, gosh, what is it called? Not really a creepypasta. It's a something of Garfield. The YouTube series of Garfield that's really strange. I don't know if it's finished, now that I think about it. I started watching through it and I never actually finished it. Okay, that's a viable card. Look it alone. Analyst. I don't watch an analyst, but I do really like the style of it. Like stained glass style. Fire Shield. Doppelganger. Yes, 3 Doppelgangers now. Cinder. 9 Cinder. Bow! Oh, that's the first bow. Oh yeah, that's the first bow. Ah, I just realized that. Nice. That was another one I was looking for. It's like, wait a second. I think that's the first one. Still waiting for the Doki. Where's the Doki? Yeah, so like the fact that, like, I wonder if that's across multiple packs, that there's like less Dokis and less Dragoons. And that was just like purely based on RNG. That's the first Goro. Or Nanolist, right? Or not Nanolist, Nanners. Yeah. Got the ends mixed up. Electrobytes. I remember when they were still getting named. Shoto. I need to watch more Shoto. Seems chill. Home Response. I like Home Response. Small Bargain. That was a good card. Small Bargain and remember what the other one is. One where you can just like look at the top. So both good ones. Platinum Shield. Okay. Yeah, that one only specifies platinum. So they didn't get them backwards. Platinum is platinum, but then water is platinum. Worthless. Foil Tricky. Cute. I'm gonna keep that one. That was cute. That's going in the keeper's pile. But it's cute. It was so weird. There were some of Tricky's videos before she became a VTuber. I had like, they were like all like Pokemon content and stuff. And I had watched them before. And then like years later, I slowly started to poke my head into VTubing stuff. And her voice confused me because it was familiar, but I had no memory of where it was from. And then like she mentioned it on a video or something. Like, oh yeah, and I still have all of my old Pokemon content still up. And I was like, wait a second. And I like went back to her channel and I scrolled, And then I saw all the videos, and they were all labeled as like watched. And I was like, oh my gosh, I watched these like 5 or so years ago. It's crazy. I was just like, whoa, wait a second. That's why I recognize it. Oh, see, I haven't got one of these yet either. That's cool. That's a cool mascot. Kumi's design in general is cool. I haven't got one of those either. Lamp Champ. Or a Benson. Oh my gosh. Okay, I've gotten you before. Still keeping it. Rainbow. Hudson. Fire Guardian. White Knight. I don't think that's a viable card. Oh. Not enough. Thank you. Cute. Whose is that for? They. Cats are starting to hover on the table next to me, circling me like a shark. They're realizing it's starting to get later in the day and they want food. They desire the sustenance. Those are also cute. I didn't mention that the first time I saw them, but those are also cute. Who else was it that had like a duality one? A VTuber that had like a duality mascot. I can't remember. I think they already changed their design, whoever it was. Can't remember though. Come here. Oh, Small Bargain. Forgot that that's Small Bargain too. Cautious Step. Play the same element. Those ones pretty much just get you to I know. Oh, platinum and platinum. Is this going to be a platinum? It's a platinum. Is this going to be a platinum? It's not a platinum. Ooh, foil Benson. Nice. Very simplistic and effective mascot. So I don't know the rates, but I got 13 10s in my first box. Holy smokes. Is that normal rate or is that uncommon? From what I've seen, that's uncommonly good. That is uncommonly good that you get 13 10s. I feel like the average that I've kind of seen, just from people posting on Reddit, so obviously it's a limited field, but I feel like from what I've been seeing, it's like 4 or 5 on like basic average. But that's also kind of, there's a higher chance of someone pulling a ridiculously good pull list than there is of someone pulling a ridiculously bad pull list. Like, unless someone's like upset enough to post about it, or they had already planned on posting about it, they don't really have any good feelings for wanting to post about it. So I feel like the bad packs you're not going to hear about, or the bad boxes, ooh, spike. Bad boxes you're not going to hear about as much. I have not really seen, I don't think I've seen a single Freem other than the one that I got from Freem. What is Shut Visibility? Oh, Cautious Step. Okay. I was like, wait a second. Calm Response. Small Bargain. Viable. Reaper. I think that's 4 now. 4 Reapers. Foil White Knight. White Knight. Bulb. That's a nice foil. Metal foils are like, they're a lot more like subtle because it goes like right with the border. Looks super nice. Yeah, 13 10s. I'd say that's really good. You said you got like 20 total. This pack's not opening. I borked it. Oops, I barked it. It's gonna be all ripped up. Rest in pieces. That one, that pack got decimated. Rest in pieces. Goro! Only the second one. Yeah, the mascot's a non-mascot pile. Almost even. Electrobites. I think you can only have 4 per deck. I think that's number 4. Might even be 5. Oh, what's your ability? Delayed reaction. Yeah. Cautious steps. Might be paying attention to the stuff more. Hey, small bargain, and it's the... Love the colors on that. Colors are so popping good. It's very like with the expression and stuff, it's just like so happy and colorful. It's just such a good combo. There's that water, Saiyan Platinum. I'm not going to look at the art of that card very long. Lucy Fire. Silver Veil. Small bargain. Oh, there's another card. Oh, it's just that. I was like, I thought that was it. I'm pulling a lot of the color background for the electric. Like, look fiery. I mean, it's literally called Lucy Pyre, so you know. I need to check afterwards if I've got the whole picture. I've seen a lot of repeats on those though. Dragoons, finally. And that's the first time I think I've seen a bee. Or a fluffer. Bye-boo. Calm response, yeah. Okay. That is a lot of Lena. That's at least 5 of that card. At least. Yeah, this one's printed as saying water. It's the Guardian, not the shield. Speaking of shields, Crash Shield. Huh. Silver Rail. That's the 9. Ooh, foil Chibi Lena. Love it. 2 Lena things in that pack. Nice. I think that's at least 3 Chibi Lenas. I think so. Would have been great if her Power 8 card was better. Then it would have been. That would have been set up for being a deck right there. Look up. Neopets. Pyropup. I think that's the first Pyropup I've seen. Right? I think so. Monarch. Echoing Power. Not great. That's the second bow. Delay reaction, actually. That's the first buff pup. Buff pup. Strong Sand. Not a good ability though. Rest in peace. White Knight. Harpoon. I've gotten a ton of those. Which really great art, so I don't mind that. Come on, at least one Doki. At least one. Even if it's the tomato. There's the chesticles again. For all the people who are opening just to see that. Dragoons! Speaking of. Whoop. Rancid. Quinn. That makes 3 or 4? That one? I have the other one. Okay, that one is Calm Response. Yeah. Quick Glance. It's on HN. Nice. Viable card. Fire Guardian. Pretty much just invented for the anti-rule, so not really a valid card. Sky. And Shoto. Another foil. Some of the foils don't actually. Oh no, it's got an emphasis on like the shine around him a bit. At least I think it does. Maybe it doesn't. I don't know. Maybe they only do the sectioned foiling for the who's-a-macalzy, what's its full arts and the 10s. I don't know. I think I have that one. Yeah. That piece of that. Yeah, I think that was in one of the early ones. Ooh, Yemo. Yemo! Top 7. I feel like, oops. Those don't go there. I feel like about like 10,000 Lucy Pyres. Quick glance. Good card. Megadolon. Double down, that's a good card. Viability wise. That's not the misprint one. Reno. Cool card. Sky. Foiling in the foiling in the arts. Absolutely nailed. 2 packs. Where's my Doki? My greatest fear. Not opening the Doki. No, there's much bigger problems in the world. Point. I don't think I've pulled a single Vienna PL either of any number. Like champ. Ooh, that's a viable card. That was the one that LuminusRed was going to use. Boink. Guided aim. That's the first Sayu I've pulled too. There we go. There's a Doki card. Oh gosh, it's echoing power. It's crap. Still though, I got a Doki card. Foil double down. V. That's quite the quote. That's quite the art. Don't want YouTube getting mad at me. I am but a small bean. Alright, last pack. Give me that Doki PL10. Please. What? That's Boink. Oops. Benson. I can't remember what Yumi's ability is. Small bargain. That's good that I've actually gotten a lot of those, because small bargain is one of the competitive ones. And quick glance. That's the other one. That's what that one's called. Quick glance. Lets you look at the top. Butcher's Blade. That's the second Butcher's Blade. That's also a really good card. Okay. Someone do again. If you lose this round, you may return your mascot card to your hand instead of losing them. Okay, so that's just shield for any type, basically. Keep them. Ebiko and Shy Lily. Foil. Nice. That was the that was kind of the keep pile. These were the other miscellaneous, and some that I actually probably should have kept. Let me poke out all the 10s for comparison. They were like, all the 10s were like in the early packs, I feel like. Do. Yeah, I'm like halfway through the pile. Do. There's the bow. There's Reno. The really good foiling on that. Lucy Pyre. Back to back. Quinn Bennett. Super soaked about that one. Stoked. Limu. Also a SOT one. Yeah, they were like all in the first batch. Bert. Super. Think. Gosh, I don't even know how to read his name. Assistant? I don't know. And Cottontail, that's right. Cottontail. Yeah, those are the 10s. So, 7. Yeah, so maybe it is a bit higher on average. Yeah, the art card. Maybe it is a bit higher on average then. Also, I'm super curious about if I have enough of the back panels to make the full thing. That's Mudkip. let's see here. I think in the corner right there. That's right there. That's there? Question mark? Yeah. That's a repeat. That's a repeat. That's bottom left. Repeat, repeat. Top right. I feel like I got a billion of those ones. This is a minor thing, but I'm also just curious. Okay, so one other one. Bam! There we go. Okay, so I did get it. And still, like, not many other ones. So yeah, there we go. Bada bing, bada boom. Those were good pulls. Yeah, those were good pulls. I was worried going into it that it was just gonna be one of the like totally abysmal packs, but nah, those were good pulls. Yeah, those were good pulls. Where did the other ones? Just sift through these to find the ones that have the abilities that I want. Quick glance. Oh, I pulled like a billion of those, didn't I? Do 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 do. Strong stand. Reaction. Do 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 do. Strong stand. That's the same element one. Quick glance. Do 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 do. Reaction. Quick glance. Calm response. Could have sworn it's another art on that. Super nice. Calm response. There we go. There we go. Yeah. I was like, I know there were more at least calm response ones. Do 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 do. That one is the PL9. 9. Okay, quick glance. Small bargain again. 6 of those. Oops. Those ones are not. Those are supposed to be over there. Do 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 do. Okay, those are the ones that I want to pull out for the like competitive cards. So yeah, those are the ones that actually let you like sift through your deck. That way you can basically just get to work-life balance, because that's pretty much the card. Which I pulled 2, 1. Do 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 do. Where's the second one? I know I pulled the second one. Yeah, I think I just pulled 2. I think that was it. But yeah, that's pretty much the card that just like wins you the match right there. Right then and there. I think it's just those 2. I did pull a lot of cyanide. Do 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 do. Several doppelgangers too. Yeah. Yeah, 2 of the work-life balances. Right? Yep. Yeah, 2 of those. A lot of the other good ones. Several double downs. 2 butcher's blades. Yeah. That's the wrap. Bonk. That's the wrap. Bonk. And I need to make sure I sleeve those. I think when I was doing my Rift Runner packs, which I did not open on stream, which I should have. I think I accidentally either dinged some of them, or they already came dinged, or something. Made me sad. Yeah, that one's foil too. Foil MS Paint. Best quality card here. Nah, that's a lie. But yeah, that's it. That's a wrap. That's the ed1s. Bonk box, which will probably just rot in storage or something. But yeah. And then the very important, the most important pull. The free soup ramen. That came with it. Most important pull. Absolutely amazing. Really, just, it completes the deck. 100%. 100% for all that. Yeah, I need to count. I feel like I have a bajillion of those silver veils. But you can only have 4 per deck. And I believe it's 50 cards per deck. For, I don't think you can go less than 50, but you can go above 50. I believe. I could be wrong about that, but I believe so. But yeah, I'm going to try throwing together a deck, seeing what happens. I might post that later. But yeah, that's it. I don't have anything left to say, so tally ho. Bada bing, bada boom.